that's going to bring us into our next part of it, is talking about the exercise with, you know, your nutrition and how that all works together. Because if you are a person that's a regular exerciser and your goal is to look leaner, like show your muscles or look toned or whatever it is, like there's a balance of exercising enough to create the stimulus that you need to your body to change, but then also the more important part is, are you eating enough and are you recovering enough? Meaning, are you recovering? Meaning, are you eating and sleeping enough? The sleep habit. The change doesn't happen in the workout.
No. The workout is breaking down the tissue.
Yeah. You leave the workout less fit than when you came in.
Yes.
And what you do after your workout determines how fit you will become.
Yes, we want compensation for the damage that you just done. We want repair for the damage you just did. So, yeah, like that's a very good way to say it. Is when you go to do a workout, you are literally breaking down tissues. So that's whether it's a weightlifting workout, cardiovascular workout, whatever it is. Like if you go run 5 miles or you go 50 minutes of weight training, whatever, or you do a blend of the two. You're doing damage.
Right.
That's what you're doing. And so you need time to recover from that workout. So there, again, like you said, with people that absorb nutrients differently and people's bodies are different, you will meet some of these folks in your life that are outliers. We have one that's downstairs right now, and that little booger can do 7 days a week and recovers just fine. There's some of us that you give me
How much
personally,
does he sleep every night?
About 10 hours.
There you go.
There you go. You give me somebody that's like consistently 6 hours of sleep, maybe 5.5, something like that. I'm about 3 good workouts a week with weights and maybe some low intensity cardio. And I'm feeling right as rain. I'm feeling good. And it's just different. But like what Jamie said was perfectly said. Do not always think that more is better. Better is better.
Yes.
So putting the sleep habit in there, making sure that your nutrition lines up, and you're finding that sweet spot, like you already said it earlier, it's all connected.
Yes.
So if you don't sleep well, you don't eat well, and then you're sick all the time, and you're hanging on to 50 pounds you never could lose, and I've tried everything, you're lying to yourself simply because you haven't been very consistent with the model that we're putting before you. And, and it works. Like, I mean, you look at the before and after photos, man, folks crush it here.
Yeah. So, going into the exercise, like what type of exercise is best for body composition change and which exercise is better for burning energy? Like, let's talk about those two different ones, which I think they've already gotten the lesson of what type of exercises you would be in. You're either doing aerobic or anaerobic.
Yeah, so aerobic is going to be your just traditional cardio exercise. Time durations can change, style and intensity can change, but just think, hey, we're going to go out and go for a 5-mile run. That's your aerobic stuff. Your anaerobic stuff would be doing weightlifting. More than likely, it's going to fall in that category of anaerobic stuff. But also, let's say Jamie would go sprint and then rest for 5 minutes, and then sprint and then rest for 5 minutes. That's more anaerobic. That's
short power.
Yeah, short power. Yeah. Anaerobic means without oxygen. Aerobic means with oxygen. So anaerobic stuff is like, man, you can really hold your breath and do a 3-rep max on a deadlift.
Have you ever started a workout like a interval and you're like, first 10 seconds, I got this. And then
the drop off.
Yeah. That's energy systems, which we won't get into.
No.
But that's kind of the same thing. Like, you want to train anaerobically, you're looking for the short burst and that first 10 seconds or, of effort and stuff. Now, aerobic is long duration, does not require a lot of power, and it doesn't recruit a lot of muscle.
Correct.
So, that's why you can look at marathoners, and some marathoners will still have a lot of body fat. But then, if you look at like Olympians that are like ultra marathoners or whatever.
Shalane Flanagan is one that's still active.
Their goal is to run that race as fast as possible, but their fast has to last for like 3 hours.
Yeah, running 5-minute miles.
And they don't need to be heavy. They do not need muscle to do that. They just need to endure. Endurance. Okay. But you look on the flip side, your track stars, like, sprinters.
Allison Felix is a good one for the United States.
Right.
I think she's retired now, but a stud.
Ripped.
And yes.
You want abs?
Yeah. Or some of the volleyball players or basketball players and stuff like that that you look at. The sports that require,
soccer. Even
soccer right now.
Yeah.
Sports that require power. You look at those athletes' bodies and you're like pole vaulters and stuff like that. You look at them, you're like, oh my God, male and female alike. You're like, they're jacked.
Yeah.
Like if I had somebody to pick to look like me personally,
right.
I was like, I want somebody.
That's the athletic look that a lot of people want to go after, but they believe
it's from cardio,
from burning energy.
Yes.
They believe that it's because
I
they
need to burn more energy.
But there's a whole lot of ways to burn energy and more efficiently.
Yeah.
And to get the body that you want. So what we typically like to do is a combo of both, because your aerobic, everything is aerobic.
Yes.
Like even weightlifting can be aerobic because your aerobic system is the foundation of everything. Like makes you last,
Your body's ability to use oxygen.
Yeah. So you could even think that you're weightlifting when it's actually just being aerobic. So say you're doing light dumbbells and, repping them out like, one after the other, but it's not really challenging you, and you don't need enough rest after it to, repeat that same movement. Whereas if you're truly weightlifting, it's
2 minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes of rest between sets.
Right.
Because you need it.
Yeah, because you're lifting enough weight to challenge your nervous system and your muscles to, create that stimulus and where you need that rest so you can do it again, maybe even heavier.
Correct.
So keep that in mind, that whenever you're doing certain workouts, like, you can think that you're doing anaerobic, but it may turn aerobic once it gets easier too. That's why we always say, try to be a little bit better, like try to add a little bit more weight to that bar. So you keep changing the stimulus, you keep changing the variable, and that's how your body starts to change.
Yeah, the pyramid that we want you to follow is this. Number one, the very basis of the pyramid is your nutrition. Then number two, we're going to go just very broadly and say movement. We want you to move.
Right.
That's the first thing. And once you get good at that, you're like, okay, cool. Then we want you to get into some type of weightlifting. Because that's where Jamie is saying, like, if you want a toned look, if you want a muscular look, you want an athletic looking body, that it's going to come from weightlifting. So when you lift weights and your body has to recover, it has to build new tissue because you broke it down.
With your food.
Yes, with your food.
And then you sleep.
Yeah.
So your muscle fibers can grow back together and better.
It's all this happy little thing that comes along. It's a big old circle. One thing that interrupts our circle of happiness is when people say, to us, yeah, I want to lose weight, or I lost weight.
Yeah.
And we go, oh, okay, well, what kind of weight did you lose?
Yes.
It doesn't matter. I stepped on the scale and it was down 4. And you're like, okay, did you lose water? Did you lose water and sugar? Did you lose fat? Did you lose muscle?
Yeah.
Because, like the analogy you used earlier, like I always say Lance Armstrong. Most people know him because he's synonymous with some stuff.
I have bigger biceps than he does.
Yeah, Jamie's more ripped than Lance. But Lance has to be lightweight when he's riding the bike, okay? But he has to be strong at some points because every once in a while he has to go super fast or whatever.
He has to be strong in his legs, and then have to be strong as everybody.
Correct.
He's very uneven.
But we want him in a certain weight.
Yeah.
But we want him to have muscle. We want him to be thriving as a professional cyclist.
All of his weight is in his thighs.
Yes.
And his hamstrings.
Yes, and his hamstrings, and his quads, and his calves. But think to yourself real quick. It's like when we say weight, I don't want him out there. I mean, he's losing as much muscle as he possibly can because he wants to be 140 pounds on the bike.
Yeah.
Okay? And if you're like Steve, I'm just desperate to lose weight. I don't really care what I look like.
It's like when people lose weight without exercise, they're not changing their body shape.
No.
They're becoming smaller versions of their old self.
Yes.
Like I have seen countless
That's a very good way to put it.
countless progress pictures of people that have lost like 20, 30 pounds.
And they look...
But you can't tell, unless they're using the same outfit, and that you can tell the roominess of the outfit, you know?
Because you're losing, like, the fat is like, you know, fluffed up marshmallows, and muscles are like little bitty strands of lead.
Yeah.
Like, they're small and they weigh a lot, and they look great if you can strip the fat off the top of them. That's what we want.
Yes.
We want you to lose body fat, not just weight.
And body fat and gain muscle.
Correct.
And no muscle wasting.
Correct.
Which, if you train too much in aerobic, like
you will burn muscle.
Hours of cardio every week, you are going, and you undereat, you are going to create some kind of muscle wasting.
And there's another circle, and it's unhappy. You're under eating, you're under sleeping, you're overworking out, and you're stressing your tissues all the time.
Right. And that's the other thing. Stress, inflammation, like, I mean, there's so much stuff that goes into it. So we're trying to just give you the surface level, like, action plan to go on is don't be a jerk to your body. So eat better quality, move a little bit more, gradually build up to where you can do some like weightlifting exercises. So you do change your body composition and you change the shape of your body. Like women especially, like cardio, nobody likes cardio. Weightlifting is so fun. It is empowering. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've coached women in the classes, and I'm like, yes, you can pick that up. Your purse weighs more than that.
But it's 40 pounds, where like the average middle schooler's backpack weighs 33 pounds when it has all the books in it.
But then the best part is like when people actually realize that they can do these things.
Man,
and if you have a good coach and you know what your body is supposed to be doing in that movement, it's not going to be scary. It may be scary at first, but over time you get empowered, and then you want to like keep after it and get stronger and become an athlete.
Yep.
You know? And what we really want your body to become is this energy burning machine, and muscle is what burns energy.
Yep. So like right here, if we could clone her and we put 140 pound Jamie that's all muscle, 100% muscle, and 40 pound Jamie that's 100% fat. They're sitting side by side. The one that has muscle is burning energy sitting here. Because muscle requires energy to exist. Fat is a storage mechanism. It does not require energy to exist. So the more muscle that you have on your body, whether it's your legs, your arms, your back, whatever, you are going to burn more energy than the other person that's just sitting there. Right. That's the thing. So that's, again, trying to add another piece to our happy little circle of keeping things moving along.
Yeah.
We want you to weight lift. We want you to get stronger. We want you to build muscle because they require energy.
Yeah, and women should not be scared to put on muscle. Like, our bodies are a total different makeup than guys. You know, we don't have all the testosterone, number one, that they have, and our bodies are not going to put on muscle mass like they will.
As easy, no.
I mean, yes, there are some people that do put on muscle easier. Yeah. That's just individual basis. But I can tell you from doing weightlifting for 8 years, and I have tried to get strong, and I don't have massive muscles.
No, like some of you may have never met Jamie in person, but you don't walk in and go, oh my gosh, she is huge. Oh my gosh, she is just gross. She is too big. Yeah. You're like, no, she looks like an athlete. She looks like she played sports, and that's what you want. And, I mean, in our opinion, some of you may want to be, a little bit smaller, ballerina style or whatever, but guess what? Those chicks are strong, and they have to lift weights and be able to do some pretty crazy things as well.
Well, and so what we're getting at is that, and you mentioned like my weight, like I've weighed 140 pounds, between 135 and 140, right? I'm at 140 still right now, like for years. And I haven't really deviated. And some people would be like, ooh, I want to be that 130 or 125 or something like that. I'm like, no, you want a rump. You want to have, shapely arms or whatever, then you're going to want to throw that scale out and just be like, peace, I'm about to go pump some iron.
You control what you can control, and that's what we talked about. Is like control your sleep, control your food, control this, control your workouts, control those things. Don't worry about what that
The
number
number.
says. Like, the number doesn't define you.
Yeah.
It doesn't, okay?
It doesn't. Because
Control what
nobody
you
else
can-
will
no.
see that number.
No, control what you can control and do the things that you can do and
Yeah.
keep your circle happy.
Yes.